gracious. What's up everybody, it's me Sierra G and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I will be doing a story time for you guys. It's not a Korea story time, but it is a story time and it somewhat relates to what this channel is. So I just thought I would tell you because it's fun and also you would get to learn more about me. I debated on making this story time. I've had it on my list of videos I wanted to post, but I was really apprehensive about it because it involves people that I see all the time, or people that I'm friends with, and so I was just really skeptical about making it. And then today I was kind of like, you know what, fuck it. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. I like to hear y'all's input about what you think about my videos, and also turn on your notifications. I have a lot of content coming up. I have a lot of different stuff coming up on my page, so I just want y'all to be up to date and know everything that's going on, okay? All right, let's go. So this is, wow, I don't even know how to even really start this. So about 3 years ago, while I was living in LA, I was in a girl group. And it consisted of 4 members. I don't want to give the actual name of the group, but I feel like if you did enough digging, you'd be able to find it. For lack of a better name, I'm going to call our group Unni. It was 2 singers and 2 dancers. And it initially started because one of the singers in the group, that was a mutual friend of mine, needed a dancer. So I brought me and one of my best friends, and we started working with her for a little bit. Not too much later, she ended up pitching the idea of us being a collective. And honestly, I kind of liked it, being in the K-pop-ish realm really interested me at the time. And also, there was a lot of events in Koreatown and just in that area, and I wanted to be able to perform, and I thought cool, it's a set job, I like these girls, it'll it'll be great. She brought in another singer, and I didn't know her very well, so I was kind of nervous on how we'd mesh, but we ended up doing fine for the most part. But our problems did, hindsight, they started pretty early. We couldn't really see eye to eye on a lot of things whenever it came to just artistry, what kind of songs we were gonna do, what they were gonna do to perform. But they also had their own songs. So that part did make it a little bit easier because then we could kind of split it up into sets. The one thing that did worry me about the group is that I was kind of nervous that my friend and I would just be marked off as just the backup dancers, and then they have their own thing. I just wanted to make sure that we all equally got our credit because there was only 4 members and I didn't want it to seem like there was a divide. So actually leading into that, our debut performance, I will never forget, we walked on stage and they announced our 2 singers that we had in the group and their credentials and everything, and then they just started the music, and me and my friend looked at each other oh, bitch, we not a part of the group anymore. It doesn't even fucking matter. We were no credit, no nothing, no names. We don't have names. Only those 2 girls have names. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but I just remember that it kind of just irked me because we are a collective. We are a group. We did have a manager at the time. Looking back to, we ended up dropping her, and I feel maybe we just shouldn't have, and I feel because of our lack of direction, we ended up just not working with her anymore. And it was definitely a shame because after that, I think it was a little bit harder for us to get things done actually. But nevertheless, I digress. So after we had our debut performance, we ended up posting all of the content that we had. We had a few behind the scenes type of segments to get the audience to know us, and we posted them on YouTube. One day I remember waking up and it was super early in the morning, and I looked at my phone and I saw our group message of all these messages, and I was well, what's going on? And then they were go on Twitter. So I checked Twitter, and it is thousands and thousands of notifications because there were 2 K-pop sites that ended up posting about us and saying like, there's a new K-pop girl group. There's an American K-pop girl group.
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
And I was like, wait, what? And I saw our faces and I was like, wait, us? We're the K-pop group that like I didn't know that we were. So yeah, that was a shock. I feel like just because of the market that we were in, we were branded kind of improperly, and we were getting compared to groups that are like, you know, that were definitely like wannabe K-pop idols, and it just like, we checked on YouTube, we went from like maybe 100 views to like 40,000+ views, and we checked the comments, and there were so many hate comments. And sometimes for entertainers, all publicity is good publicity. But I don't know, just as a professional and as someone who's been like performing for a really long time, I was surprised at like how much I let it get to me. And it was like, I would laugh it off, but I was like, wow, this is actually upsetting. Like, they're telling us like we're not good. And I know that we like just started, but we are not terrible. So I was just like kind of in my feelings about the whole thing. So we took that time to make a lot more videos since people were watching our content, and it really did help. But the only problem was is that we weren't really getting anything done. We would have rehearsals for sets and sometimes not even use it, so it was just like a waste of time in studio space. We did have a couple performances, and honestly, they were freaking amazing, and I was super proud of us. We also came out with a few concept videos, and we really invested our money and time into it and really got a chance to bond. And I knew that if we would have stayed together, that it could have been something really, really great. And then as like the year kind of goes by, I think it was like almost a year since this started, and things kind of just started going sour. We weren't working as much, we weren't really putting together as many things, and then we actually ended up meeting with a producer, and we were trying to think about like having like our actual own song, and he ended up saying, well, you know what, as a group we're all gonna have to sing. You know, it can't just be like 2 singers, 2 dancers anymore. It has to be just like one group. Everybody has to know how to do everything, which like absolutely made sense. We had a hard time finding a song that would work for us. We had a hard time writing lyrics to the music that he gave us. So that was a little bit difficult. And honestly, I feel like that's where we started to lose our fire. We were like, we can't see eye to eye. Yeah, things just were not working out. We had 2 more performances where all 4 of us had our parts. We were singing, we were an actual like collective group, and it was really nice. And those performances honestly like killed. Like, looking back at the old videos, we were really amazing. We had a lot of potential, but unfortunately it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. And so we ended up coming to the conclusion, like, do you want to do this or not? And it ended up being a no. That made me kind of sad because I definitely wanted the group to keep going, but we also, it just wasn't clicking. This was a big story of like, it just didn't work out the way it was supposed to. But then things turned sour after we actually broke up. Me and some of the other members became really, really close. We would hang out on our free time. We would, go out, have a couple of drinks. There was one evening that me and the girls were out, and we were like, well, we actually did make some money, and we had it like in a account that we had, and we were like, all right, let's go ahead and just like split the money and like let's give it back to each other, because we did spend money on it, and it was nice that we actually had something financial to prove from it. And after that, she sent us the money, but then we were at a bar one night, and I'll never forget it because I was like livid. We were at the bar and we were just like reminiscing, and we were looking at our old YouTube, and the YouTube was gone. I'm sorry, but like I was so pissed off that night because what the fuck? where is our content? We spent, like, I can't even like count the hours that we had for, like, you know, rehearsing, the studio spaces that we booked, the amount of money that we spent, you know, for videographers, or, you know, just for someone to be there, for someone to edit our videos. Like, we actually invested a lot of our hard-earned money, just in general, to create the content that we did. And honestly, whether we were a group or not anymore, it was something to be super proud of. And it was something to definitely look back on. And as entertainers, it is somewhat of a resume to show, like, you know, what you've done or what you can do. And so to see that all of our stuff was gone, I was very fucking mad. I was very angry, and it ended up just being a problem. When we confronted her, it was kind of like, it was just like, I felt like a bullshit ass excuse talking about, it seemed like we were going through like a bad breakup, and you know, when you go through a breakup, you don't want to look at their pictures or see their stuff like on the internet. And I'm like, girl, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is our stuff. This, like, you know, you are 1/4 the owner of this property, and you just took it all away. Luckily, we were able to recover some things that we had, but it was not all of the content that we had. I thought it was very inconsiderate, and honestly, I thought it was spiteful, and I was mad at her for a very long time, and I'm still kind of pissed about it now, but also, I'm not one to, like, wish bad on anyone. So I'm kind of just like, it's over and done with, so it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, it was just like really, really weird, and it just made me question everything. And also, like, a little bit down the line, like later down the line, like, we still kind of follow each other on Instagram, and, you know, I stopped looking at her stuff, she stopped looking at mine, and she, like, follows the other two members, but she unfollowed me, and I unfollowed her, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Whatever. It was just all bad. But for me, I actually have held a good grudge. Also, disclaimer, if y'all ever find out what the group is or what the members are, do not go on anybody's page saying anything, like, disrespectful. You know, it's been a while since this has even happened, and, you know, just as a story time that I wanted to do, I wanted to speak on it, but I don't want any hate of any kind on anybody's pages about what happened way in the past. You know, I still want it to be all good vibes, and also we're all working on our own very great things in life, and I feel like we all deserve good things. And regardless of whether I personally like this person or not, it's kind of just, it is what it is. But I don't want anyone to, like, bring any, like, negative energy over to that particular person. But it's also, like, easy to tell who we're not friends with, because there's only three people I hang out with, and there are 4 people in the group. Oh, this is a mess. I don't know if I should even post this or not. Whatever. All in all, I did live out, like, my little childhood dream to be in a girl group. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to at all, but I do feel like it was definitely for a reason. I gained 2 very close friends, and one of them was someone that I didn't think I'd ever be friends with, because I just, I don't know, I just felt like our personalities didn't mesh, but now she's like a sister to me. And so I'm very grateful, and also I kind of made this video as a reminder to y'all, and also to myself, because I'm going through a lot of changes, that, like, things really do happen for a reason, and sometimes when things turn to shit, it is also for a reason, and good things always come out of it. I also learned through that I wanted to be more than just a dancer, and that I wanted to become my own musical artist as well, so I thought that was great. And since I was in a group, I had to get over the hurdle of, you know, having to perform in front of people with a mic to my face, and I've only done that, like, very few times in, like, musical theater back in Texas. So it's it definitely opened up my eyes to a lot of new possibilities, and I've been working to it now. So I'm very grateful for the group. I'm very grateful for everything that I went through with it. But I just thought it was a wild ride, because the minute we started, we were, like, kind of misbranded, and then we were, like, mismanaged by ourselves eventually because we dropped our manager. And then we just weren't seeing eye to eye artistically, and it just ended up being, like, a shit show by accident, but all it had was good intentions, you know? So yeah, that was a super random story time, and I don't even know if I told it very well because it was just like it was over the course of like a year and a half. So there's probably a lot of things that I missed out on, but yeah, it was definitely one that I just wanted to talk about. Also, my mind has been like in a clutter because I'm like trying to move, and it is I can't bring all my stuff with me because it doesn't fit the fucking suitcases. So yeah, I've been just under a lot of stress. But I can't wait for y'all to see more videos of mine. I have a few vlogs coming up. By the time this video will be posted, it'll be the New Year, so Happy New Year's. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications. Follow me on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and on my Twitter. I will be posting on all of those more too, so if you want to take a look and see what else I'm doing, definitely follow me on those platforms. And thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.